Hey everybody, it's Mr. TJ. In this video, we are going to go over how to wear your Taekwondo uniform. Now we use the pullover style of uniform, so it's a little bit different if you've come from a different school. Let me show you how it works. First things you need to know is that we always wear an undershirt. It does not have to be a rash guard style shirt. It can just be a t-shirt, but we recommend like a dry fit type material like this that's nice and stretchy and breathes well so that you can remain comfortable while you're training. But whether you're a guy or a girl, we wear that great undershirt to make sure that we're all staying modest and it keeps you from getting a lot of rug burn and stuff. All right, so the next thing you need to know about is the pants. So I'm gonna stand up and back up here. When we wear our pants, we wanna make sure that they're not too long. So you see that right now I've got these rolled up here. We wanna make sure that your pants do not go past the top of your foot. These are even just a little bit too long for me because they're brand new. I have not washed them yet. I wanted to wear a nice pair today. So right now they're hitting just the top of my foot, but they're not hitting the floor. That's really important. If you're walking on your pants, it's gonna be a problem. Since you're gonna get sweaty during training, you wanna make sure that your pants are just barely touching the top of your foot. So if I were to roll this down just a little bit more, and then they would just barely touch the top of my foot, that would be perfect. If you find that your pants are just a little bit too long, you can simply take the top band and roll it down. If you do that, please make sure that you tuck the drawstring on the inside so that it doesn't catch on people's toes and stuff. That's a great segue into the drawstring. Your drawstring should be tied whether it's on the inside or the outside. The drawstring is there to keep your pants nice and snug so they don't get pulled down and become indecent during training. So what you do is you just take the two strings and you cross them, and you're gonna tie it just like a shoestring. You cross, make your loop, tie it around, and then pull it tight. From there, you're gonna take whatever you've got and you're gonna tuck it on the inside. All drawstrings, whether tied or not, do have to be tucked inside your pants to keep things from getting caught, like toes, fingers, that sort of thing. All right, excellent. So now you notice that my undershirt is tucked into my pants. That is a super critical point. Having a whole bunch of material out here floating around and getting rolled up and getting caught on stuff is a problem, so you want to always make sure that your undershirt is tucked into your pants. Okay, now we're gonna get to the uniform top. Let me reach over here and grab it. Your uniform top is called a Dobok, okay? Mine has a black collar. If you're just starting, you're gonna have a white collar until you reach red black belt, and then you can get a black collar like this one. When you put it on, you just put it on just like a t-shirt. There's nothing fancy about it, nothing special. Put it on over your head, pull it down, make sure everything's nice and straight. You wanna make sure that whenever you reach your hands out in front of you, the cuff of your sleeve is just behind your wrist bone. If your arms are straight out to the sides, it should pretty much touch that wrist bone. If you put your hands down and it's hanging down over your hand at all, it's too long. You need to go ahead and have that hemmed. If it's way back here, you probably need a new uniform. Your uniform's probably too short for you now. You also want to make sure that whenever you reach up, your uniform is not so short that it's going to pull out of your belt. Speaking of belts, let me show you how to tie that. When you're wearing your belt, it should be placed slightly above where the band, the waistband of your pants is, so that it's not uncomfortable. It doesn't need to sit down here on your hips. It doesn't need to be way up here in the rib cage, just right above your waistband there. So you're gonna take your belt, you're gonna find an end, you're gonna take a tail. For me, it's about 1.5 to 2 feet long. I'm gonna take that tail, I'm gonna put it on my hip bone. I'm gonna wrap this around. Make sure that it goes over your uniform in the back. It is possible to wrap it underneath, but that is not the way we wear a uniform. We wanna wrap it over. Then we come around, it goes over this side. There's also a video that we'll link down in the description that is specifically about how to tie belts, but this is just a quick overview. Once we've gone around twice, we take this, we pull it to the front, we cross it nice and neat. There we go, now it's underneath. Now, once we do that, we wanna make sure, you see that my tails are not the same length. We always wanna make sure their tails are the same length. Attention to detail makes the uniform look really sharp. So I'm gonna move this over just a little bit. Make sure those tails are nice and sharp. Now you notice that it's not crisscrossed in the back. I don't have it layered up. You will also notice that the uniform kind of gets tucked funny back here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reach back here, I'm gonna find my seams, and I'm gonna roll them out so that everything is nice and neat there. Then I can turn back around, go ahead and finish tying my belt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you wear your uniform. We look forward to seeing you in class. Keep training, keep growing.